I don't normally do electronics reviews, but I just got a new set of headphones, so I figured why not give it a shot? So here we go for a quick review of the Aëdle VK-X wireless Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones. So this is my first unboxing video, so let's see how it goes. First thing to say is I'm sorry that this goes in and out of focus a little bit and the light's not perfect. I realized very quickly that people don't use GoPros when doing this, and I didn't feel like getting out my DSLR, and frankly that doesn't autofocus as it goes anyway. First things first, I mean, this really feels like an Apple product. The packaging is very well built and designed. I love the thick cardboard. I love the way it kind of slides apart, though I struggled a little bit with the first part. So first things you come to is a card that says these are number 268 of the custom-made headphones, of the Founders Edition. Then there is a package with a little bit of material, again, very well made. Not much in there, it's just a quick start guide, which frankly the version they've emailed as a PDF is way better. It is very cool that it's personalized with my name. They've got the auto profile and some control overview. Then that piece lifts right out to get to the case. Now we'll get into this later, but this case is absolutely enormous. It's built to protect the headphones, which is great, but it's not the most compact thing in the world, and it's not very portable. So the zipper didn't really get stuck here. It's just my ineptitude at actually doing unboxing videos. But opening up to the headphones, now very well packaged. Got some accessories in here, which we'll go over in a minute. Again, all the materials of these things are just great. The quality seems super high. They thought of a lot of the details, which I'll show you in pictures, so it's a bit better quality in a minute. But from the case to the headphones, I think they did a great job. You know, this little magnetic clip is cool as well. So again, these are the Aëdle VK-X. So this is the first, I believe, from Aëdle in a wireless over-the-ear headphone. Let's get this out of the way here. Yeah, there we go. So again, it's Aëdle. Each ear cup is made out of a single piece of machined aluminum with some controls on the bottom. The leather's really high quality, and you can tell the tolerances are tight just by how they slide in and out there. They're a little sticky now, but I'm thinking those will break in over time. The leather is super soft. The cups rotate quite nicely, though they don't seem to rotate so you can sit them down flat like many other pairs, but I don't think that's really a big deal. Moving on to images so you can see a little bit better. Those circles there are actually machining marks. They're there on purpose. Super high quality. They mix between that and the soft aluminum next to it. The stitching is very nice. The leather is really soft and supple. It's great quality. And Aëdle seems to really have paid attention to the detail with things like the magnetic snap to hold the cable in place, USB-C to, quote, future-proof these things and actually make them charge really fast. Apparently the battery will get up to 100% in less than an hour's charge. And even the connectors are nice. They've got nice branding on them. They're really well made. They're sturdy yet flexible. Super impressed. The final picture here is actually with an ear cup removed. They market them as replaceable so that they'll last a very long time, and there's magnets that hold them in place, but apparently they're not quite strong enough as they use just a little bit of hot glue to hold them on. So, as most of you know, I travel a ton, and headphones are important to me. I spend a lot of time on a plane. I want to be able to hear good music, hear the movies I'm watching, and have decent noise canceling. So they got to be a couple things. They got to have good quality, and they got to be comfortable. One other thing that I have, and many of you who follow my channel will know this from what I've done with the Tesla, I want everything to be a little bit different. So I'm not just going down the path of getting the Bose QC27 or whatever they are now headphones. I've had a pair of those in the past. I love them, but I want to stand out a little bit. So I've gone with these. So firstly, we'll put these back on, and apologies if I'm yelling or whatever. Super comfortable, fit great. I think they look pretty good. You can take a look here. I'm trying not to get too close to the camera. So let's quickly compare the looks to the Bang & Olufsen. So these are the Beoplay H9s. They're still over the ear, just like the pair I just had on. Super comfortable as well. Pretty sturdy built. They work great. And these are the Bang & Olufsen Beoplay H8s. Very similar, but over the ear. Pretty comfortable, but just a different style. Up to you what you like. So you may be wondering why I have so many sets of headphones. One of those are actually my wife's. So the smaller, darker brown Beoplay H8s are mine, the 9s are hers. I've had those for quite a while and love them, but I figured it was time for a change. Before Darcy helps us out with some quick pros and cons, just a shameless plug, check her out on Instagram at DarcyDFrenchB. Again, these are the Aëdle VK-X high-resolution wireless headphones. So let's start with the pros. The first is design. These things just look good. There are no visible buttons on them. They've done a good job just keeping them really simple, but well built. That leads us to build quality. They're made out of a solid block of aluminum, at least the ear cups are anyway, with really good leather. Everything seems like it's put together nicely. I think these are going to last a really long time. The next is sound quality. Now, I'm no audiophile by any means, but I think I can tell the difference between, a good quality pair of speakers or headphones and, something a bit more off the shelf. I listened to quite a bit of different music on these, ranging from Bob Marley to Queen to Adele to the Rolling Stones to Led Zeppelin and kind of everything in between over the course of today. And honestly, I think these are great. There really are no sound artifacts when you're listening to them as long as the recording is high enough quality, even though it's all coming in over Bluetooth. Next, we've got battery life. Now, they are marketed as between 14 and 24 hours of battery life, depending on the listening volume and whether you have the active noise canceling turned on or off. But that is plenty for what I'm used to, and frankly, with an hour charge, you can get back in the game quick if your battery dies. And my guess is just a quick 10 or 15 minute plug-in gets you quite a bit of listening time. And finally, exclusivity. This may not be a pro for everyone, but I think it is for me anyway. They're only making 100 pairs of these a month throughout the world, and you can customize them with your own aluminum color or aluminum anodizing and leather colors. So you can really make them your own. Now let's get into the things that aren't so great about these. They're new, they're just rolling off the line now, and actually I think quite a few of these can be fixed with software, so we'll see how that goes. Now, this one wouldn't have been a big deal a few years ago, but the way things are going today, everything's got an app where you can customize it. I think a phone app for these headphones would be great, where you could customize the sounds, customize the level of active noise canceling, etc. Now, they said they would make a iPhone and Android app in their Kickstarter campaign if they got up to, I think it was, 325,000 in sales or something. They didn't quite make it, but I'm hoping that doesn't stop them from actually making the app. Now, microphone quality. This is probably where the Aëdle headphones fall down the most. The mic is absolutely atrocious. It does not work well at all. There's an audible buzz in the background. I tested a recording to the voice notes. I'm not going to play it back because it just is that bad. But they really focused on tuning the sound quality for these headphones. I think they can spend a little more time tuning the microphone quality so they can actually be used to take a phone call. It's not something you're going to do all the time, but when you do, you want it to sound good. So portability is an interesting one. For some people, this won't matter at all. But for me, it really does. My headphones end up getting thrown in my work bag when I travel, which is almost every week. And the more room they take up, the less room I have for other things like all the stuff I need to do my job. So the smaller things pack up, the better. Now these do not pack up at all. I showed you the case earlier, and they're actually kind of hard to get in and out of the case. You have to expand the headband all the way before putting them in. Anyway, it's going to protect them really, really well, but it's not portable. If you compare them to something like the Bose QC 37s, those fold up really small. They've had a lot of time to perfect the design to make sure they're both good and they fold. So these aren't there yet, but honestly, for a little style and a little quality, I'll take it. I've put noise canceling as a con here as a bit of a point of reference and really to spur discussion. I haven't had a great chance to test these yet. I haven't flown with them. I haven't walked on the street with them, etc. And from what I can tell inside, the noise canceling isn't that bad, but I'm not totally sure it's up to the levels that others are at. To put it in perspective, Bose came out with their first noise canceling headphone, the QC3, in 2006. So they've had a lot of time to tune the algorithms, tune the microphones, make the response very, very quick, to make sure they're using the right insulating in the ear cups, etc. So while I do think the Aëdle headphones will be very good, I'm just not sure they're up to the same level. And finally, we've got price. Now, I'm not one to say how much things cost. You can go on the internet to aëdle.net and look it up, but they are expensive. I got them during their Kickstarter where they were trying to get going, so they were a little bit cheaper, but now the price is quite high and gets even higher if you want to get the custom ones where you get to pick your aluminum anodized color as well as your leather. Anyway, kind of up to the individual user if it's worth the price. So I hope you liked my first unboxing video. Sorry it's not a huge in-depth tech review, but thought it was something fun to share with you. Back to the car stuff. Talk to you next time.